right now I wanna kind of transition into a game, right? And it's called quarterback handoff with Kenny Brooks. I'm going to start handoff a quote to you, and you are going to finish the quote. Get through all the quotes in 1 minute, and you win. Are you ready?
Yep.
You sure you ready?
Positive.
So I'm gonna start off with a quote, and then you finish it in your own way.
All right.
Number 1, start the clock. This is safe around dogs.
I like Michael Vick.
And it's safe around kids.
I like Pee Wee Herman or R. Kelly.
This should be the main reason you get the
HBO special. You get to help a brother out.
if you can't get the whole chicken,
At least get the wing. My mom said oatmeal beat no meal. Why you think Quaker doing so good?
my mom says if it's darker than me,
And it don't pay the bills, it shouldn't be there.
look, you just got back and forth.
Like an argument.
Oh, you just go back and forth.
You just go back. I say that, or I say you just go back and forth like Aaliyah. Yeah. So,
You must be a teacher.
cause you got a lot of class.
Did you see Stevie Wonder piano on VH1?
He didn't either.
You can use it on anything. The only thing it don't clean is,
Dirty mind, dirty soul, nosy neighbors, and bad credit.
boy, you on something, boy. They came together.
Like butt cheeks.
I'm gonna be quick like Nestle.
And beat it like Michael Jackson.
One bottle lasts longer.
Than my last relationship. By the time you run out, we probably have a Chinese president.
You harder to catch.
Than my ex-wife boyfriend.
So you how does your mind generate humor in responses? You see what I'm saying? Like, where did that come from?
I swear it's a gift. I know it's a gift. That's what I was saying. Like when my grandmother died, right? This what really got me back into sales. So my grandmother passed away and I dropped out of high school my senior year and I quit basketball. And my grandmother had a funeral and I just put on like a show. Like everybody was crying and depressed and everything. And then you know how they had you come up and say stuff like, remember your grandmother? And I just started telling jokes. And I was like being myself though. I was like, dang, man. I remember one time my grandmother roasted me. I just was talking about how she was talking about my breath one day. And then like everybody started laughing. Like it was crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. It's like, she was like, I forgot what I said though. It was one line that I remember. She was like, I was like, yeah, I was talking to my grandmother one day. She kept trying to give me some gum. I'm like, why you keep on giving me some gum? She's like, boy, because you got morning breath at night. And then like, you know, and then they was laughing, you know what I'm saying? And then that's when I found out. But I remember my grandmother on her deathbed, she told me, she was like, you special. Like, you just don't, I don't know what it is. You just know how to like make people laugh and you don't even try to make people laugh. Mm-hmm. And like, that's what really like got me back into sales. And everything I did, it really like, I knew like I wanted to just make her proud. You know what I mean?
So you would say comedy for you is a coping mechanism. Coping mechanism.
Yeah.
So I'll transition to something real quick, right? Because I think I have a due diligence to not only speak for my own personal, wonders and mysteries, but also for the person who sees this. You didn't graduate high school, no higher learning. You have children.
Yes.
Right? So when your son or your daughter tells you one day, I don't want to go to school anymore, what would you tell them?
That's a good question. They never even told, if they was to tell me that, then I will automatically tell them that they got to finish school because they got to make up for something I didn't do. Like right now, I'm living through my kids. Like I got my one son, he like an all-star basketball player. He like 6'5" and he's 16. He just had 55 points in high school. I know that if I would have finished high school, I would have like probably went to the NBA. But not only that, I got my kids going door to door. They go door to door Like, I got them reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends, Influence People. They 10, 11 years old. So everything that I went through as a little kid, I got them doing it so that way when they get my age, they won't have to go through the same thing I went through.
Right.
So it's like they already like, you know what I'm saying? If I tell them a mosquito can pull a truck, they ain't gonna question the orders. They just gonna hook it up because they already see how I'm inspiring the world. So they ain't got no choice but to, you know what I mean? I can be wrong and they still gonna look at me like my dad, right? You know what I mean?
But is that is that teaching them right? Because that's one of the, we grew up in this situation where like our parents do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
Type of mentality. But does that make it right though? Yeah. And it's coming from a person, bro. How many kids do you have?
10.
You got 10 kids. I got 7. I want more, right? So you inspire me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You did. So if my woman looking at this, baby, get ready. I'm coming home hot. You hear me? Hot and ready like Krispy Kreme, baby, like Little Caesars. You hear me? But needless to say, I'm in a situation as a parent where when I came out of high school, I had to go to college,
right,
or go to the Army, or get a job, right?
Yeah.
My dad told me, he's like, son, I'm breaking your plate. As soon as as soon as high school over, I'm breaking the plate. You're no longer wanted here. You're visiting from this point forward.
See, the difference with me is that I don't believe in everybody else's American dream. You get what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people that went to college and now got $5 in their bank account. Mm-hmm. So like, one thing, I learned so much stuff going door to door that I never learned in school. You know what I mean?
Or you will ever learn.
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm teaching them like financial literacy earlier, how to build credit. Like they don't teach this in school. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like I know a lot of my friends that went to college, got master degrees, even like some of my kids' mom, they got, and they, you know what I'm saying? They in a terrible situation. So I'm teaching my kids young, like at the end of the day, the choice is yours, but they already see what's going on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, if they don't want to finish school and they want to start their own business and they want to do this, hey, I'm with it. Because I know, like, at the end of the day, I did the same thing. You know what I mean? Even though, like, a lot of, like that's why I say the American dream is like, oh, you got to go to college, you got to do this. That ain't my American dream, though. Mm-hmm. Because I didn't go that route. Like I went a whole different route. Like,
I hear you talk about 2 strong women in your lives. In your life, how many siblings did you have?
I had 7.
Right?
Yeah.
Was that morphed by like brothers and sisters and brothers? Like how growing up, you knowing you got this gift, was the whole environment like jokey, playing, joning on each other, roasting?
It was all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like the second oldest, but I was like the black sheep of the family. But at the same time, like I was like when I was growing up, I was like kind of like the negative leader. Like I used to always have my little brothers and sisters like doing negative stuff. You know what I mean? Like it was to the point sometimes we couldn't even afford to eat. You know what I mean? We'd go like hit licks and stuff. But whatever I told them to do, they did it. So I knew that like if I turned that into a positive, then, you know what I mean? Like when I started going door to door and I was making like $2,000-$3,000 a week, like selling the cleaning product, I brought my family, like the same ones that was doing negative. So I was like, come with me. This is positive. You know what I mean? And then so that's how I knew that like I can lead by example by doing the right thing like Spike Lee, because at the end of the day, I did negative stuff and they was following me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you could follow somebody to a restaurant and starve. You know, you following the wrong leader. So I knew that like I had to, you know, stay on point like Stacey Adams, and then that's when the success came.